Hey, this is the Doc from the Stogie Fresh 5 podcast, and you're listening to the Geeks, the Stogie Geeks, with Tim and Paul. Kick back and enjoy as the Geeks kick ash each week. Listen in to the regular episodes as they smoke and chat about their weekly list of stogies. And now, back to the Stogie Geeks.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Stogie Geeks show. I want to remind everyone about our sponsor, Ocean State Cigars, makers of fine premium hand-rolled cigars, the J. Grotto series, the J. Grotto Reserva, the Silk, which Steve smoked here in the studio tonight, and he enjoyed because I don't see much of it left. So he was smoking that at a good clip. So I think he enjoyed that cigar. You can find out more information at oceanstatecigars.com. I have to say that I am enjoying the last third of the Joya de Nicaragua Antonio Dark Corojo. I haven't had to relight it since then, and I think that's made a huge difference.
I would imagine so.
Absolutely, yeah.
So as soon
You're
as
the last holdout, Paul.
as soon as it goes out
God
again,
bless him.
I'm not going to try and relight it down in the final third. Certainly, that could be the kiss of death for it. So, we've got a segment here for you tonight. And it's one that I came up with off the cuff. You know, the past couple of weeks, I've been finding like other people's lists and giving you our perspective on it to kind of generate the conversation. This week is all content that I pulled from my own brain, and it's the top 10 things every cigar smoker should not live without. And so the first one on my list is obviously good cigars, right? I mean, it's obvious. You need cigars if you're going to be a cigar smoker. And I'm not talking about the machine-made beauties from the gas station, although I love the commercial where the dude goes and buys the sushi from the gas station.
Yeah.
And he's, eating, and he's like, this is yummy. And he gets to work, and like he hears his stomach growling and stuff, and he's like, oh. That's what a gas station cigar is to me. Think about if you were to go buy fine sushi. Would you buy that at a gas station? No. Would you buy fine cigars at a gas station? No. So
Only when drunk. No, not even then.
Not even then.
Come on.
I'm also not talking about your $30, Davidoff or Padron. Some cigars are good to smoke wherever you happen to be, in the car, in the yard, the boat, the porch, wrapped in an electric blanket. Well, no, you smoke a fine premium cigar then. Whether it be your favorite Monte Cristo, Tatuaje, Ashton, or even the forbidden Cuban stogie, you got to have a good mixture of regular smoking cigars. I think you check out our box-worthy smokes of ones to fill your humidors to fulfill your first requirement of cigars to smoke. Wouldn't you guys say? I mean, the brands, and I don't know what brands come to mind of, like what you want to fill your humidor with. I think they're most certainly our box-worthy cigars. But for me, it was the E.P. Carrillos and Tatuajes that kind of stood out in my mind. Padron, certainly. I mean,
Fuentes.
Yeah, Fuente. That's a good call, too. So. Then you got to have great cigars. Those special occasion, have a few of those around. Expensive or aged, keep some really old Padron 1000 series, some Opus X. Any of those Reserva Edición Limitada Especial Anniversary series. Have you guys had any of those before?
I have. Yeah.
Once or twice.
So my question on that is, does having Reserva Edición Limitada Especial or Anniversary in the name of the cigar necessarily mean is it a better cigar or not?
No.
But there are some
with
those words in there that are really stand out.
Certainly.
So what's your recommendation for our listeners for those Reserva Edición Limitada Especial Anniversary series?
Try one before you buy a box.
Yeah.
Right.
That's some good advice. I think I hit on all the key words that people use in there.
Yeah, it's true.
I actually worked really hard to find all of the Reserva Edición Limitada Especial Anniversary. If I were to come up with a cigar, it would be the Paul Asadorian Reserva Edición Limitada Especial Anniversary series.
Other known as Wow.
Okay. Number 3 on the list. A good lighter, not a Zippo, not a regular match that's made out of cardboard, not a Bic lighter, not a cedar spill. I don't buy into that whole thing. Freaking butane, blue flame torch lighter. 1 flame, 2 flames, 15 flames, doesn't matter. Zycar makes great lighters. Quality can be so-so, but you get a replacement for free. The Lotus Flat Flame, which we haven't talked about yet on the show, which is I have right here. It is, in fact, kind of like a a flat flame when it lights. That's a great demonstration of how the lighter works. It's great because it allows you to easily light your cigar and use it for touch-ups. You can get something like that for $100, or you can buy a pack of 3 triple flames online for $15. I think it's up to you as long as you have some kind of butane lighter. Now, I'm not saying all those other methods are horrible to light your cigar. I'm saying I think the butane lighter...
Well, some of them are.
Some of them are.
Yeah, like a Zippo sucks.
Yeah, a Zippo sucks.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But how do you guys feel? Every cigar smoker should have a butane torch lighter.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about reliability here, you know? I mean, the last thing you want to do is be messing with lighting a cigar when you're trying to sit down and enjoy one.
Right.
Well, and the thing for me...
I go the other way, right? Like, personally, I always go for cheap ones. Because why?
Yeah,
I
and
lose
that's
them.
fine. Yeah,
And
exactly.
it doesn't matter how many Cigars you have. If you lose them, you're not getting a free replacement, right?
Right.
So, you know, I tend to just buy a cheap one so I can throw it in my pocket. If it breaks, I don't feel bad. If I lose it, I don't feel bad, and I just move on and get another one.
Yeah. Stogie Santa, what's your...
I'm similar, but I like the flat flames, a little higher end, things like that. But I understand Mark. I think his assessment is going to be more so for everybody because why I think Zycar puts lifetime out there because we're guys. They know they're going to lose probably 70% of the time.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, let's put it this way: how many lighters have you lost in your lifetime?
More than I can imagine.
Yeah, right.
More than I can
and that's why I
recall,
agree with your assessment. And I always have that. The ones I really like, I never take with me.
And the other thing too is conversely on the other side, I will spend money for a table lighter because I'm not going to take it out with me.
Yeah,
Making my
It's
point.
going to be at my house.
My good lighters do not travel.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I think the other reason that butane is important is because if you're going to make touch-ups to a cigar to correct the burn, you're going to need the precision of a butane torch lighter.
Right, a single flame.
And there's nothing wrong with a soft flame lighter either. In fact, Zycar makes a really nice soft flame.
I like soft flame,
I like
especially
that a lot.
outside.
Yeah, I agree.
But butane also has no flavor whatsoever
Right,
to it. I
exactly.
think that should
You
be
don't
mentioned.
want to use a Zippo.
Yeah.
Along those lines, you need a good cutter.
Cutter.
You need a cutter, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't recommend that you skimp here. I think here is
No,
one.
that's
Nope,
where you
absolutely
spend the
not.
money.
This is on a lighter. If you skimp, like Mark Jr. said, you lose it, whatever, it breaks, whatever. On a cutter, you don't skimp. You get a Paleo or a Zycar, I think, are my two recommendations that come to mind off the top of my head. The cheap cutters,
Yeah,
they work
100%.
once, then they're shredders, so buy a good one. All right, Tim, you're a big fan of the Paleo?
I think I like the blade of the Paleo the best, but I do like the design of the tear top of the Zycar. I think it fits in your hand very well. It's easy to cut with one hand. Both are fantastic cutters. You can't go wrong with either one.
I agree. I have one of each. I like them both equally,
Yep.
I would say.
Yep.
Let's see. Travel humidors. I've got the next two on the list are the first one is a nice one. This is a great gift. I think it's something nice you ask for Christmas. If you're a regular cigar smoker, this is a must-have. A nice travel humidor.
Yeah.
Something that you can go to the local shop or wherever, out to dinner or wherever you're going, and look classy as much as that can happen. You know,
Just fake them out.
Yeah, I got a nice Tommy Bahama one for Christmas. Is it Andre Garcia, right? Makes
Oh, Andre Garcia, man, those are gorgeous.
It's not always something you'll spend your own money on, but
Yep.
at least you can look classy when you go to the lounge. Sometimes, anyway.
Right. As soon as you start talking, it's all done.
Exactly. So, do you guys have a classy travel humidor?
No, I don't.
I have like one of those 2-finger jobs.
Yeah.
I got leather ones, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's like a nice leather, like 2-finger
I got a
job.
nice.
But
I got a nice diamond crown one. Really
For any
good.
of my family and friends listening, I've always wanted an Andre Garcia one. Just throwing it out there. You know, Christmas present, Father's Day's coming. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah. It's a good Father's Day gift.
Yep.
Those things will retail, you know, $200 up. So
Yeah.
but they're absolutely gorgeous. So
So next on my list was another travel humidor, but this is a rugged one. I think most of us have. I think all of us have the Zycar travel cases. You know,
cigar
the ones
caddy.
that look like you could drop a nuclear bomb on them and your
Yep.
cigars would come out unscathed. These are great for traveling, such as on an airplane, or if you're going to jump out of an airplane, you can throw your case first.
Right.
You don't need a
if you're
parachute.
fishing boat that's sinking, you know.
You don't need a parachute for your travel case. You need a parachute for yourself, but not your travel
Plastic
case.
doesn't sink.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't sink.
No, I know it
I
isn't.
haven't personally thrown mine in the water.
No, plastic will not sink. It's buoyant.
And you think those are waterproof?
No, well, I don't think. I think they're water resistant.
Resistant, yeah,
not waterproof.
Yeah,
not with the seal.
These are great to throw in your bag if you're going somewhere. Yep. They make them everywhere from a 2-count. We've talked about on the show to a 40-count.
Yeah.
Everyone needs one of those to just throw in your bag.
If you not worry about your cigars, you got to have the 40. Like I have a 40 count. I think you know what I mean.
I have a 30 count.
I have an 18 and a 10.
Yeah.
I carry a 5 with me all the time. That's full of cigars. So.
That's a good size one to have, Tim. Especially you smoke a lot at lunchtime at work.
Exactly. I throw 4 or 5 cigars in there. I always have cigars when I need them. So.
Yep. Now, in the wintertime, do you put Vividha packs in your rugged travel cases?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. In the summer too.
In the summer too to absorb, right?
Well, I do a lot of dry boxing in the summer. I don't use a lot of humidification packs in the summertime.
The Vividha ones though will draw.
Well, draw, but you know something. It all depends. What kind of humidor you have? If you have a temperature-controlled humidor, you're all set.
Yep.
You have a passive one. You got.
But we're talking about travel humidors.
Yeah, but that's why. And what I'm trying to say is, the travel humidors, why I don't use any kind of humidification system, because when I'm taking out of my humidor, which is temperature controlled, I put it right in there, and I'm not worried about it.
You're sealing it out.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
And even if you have a passive unit, you still can dry box them in there.
Yep.
So either way.
Very good point. Yep.
Speaking of humidors, I think you need to have one at home. I know
oh, yes.
A lot of regular cigar smokers I'm finding don't have a regular humidor at home.
No, they don't. Know why I think that is? They're afraid of the upkeep. I really know. How do I do it? And you have to stay on it. And if you're, the bottom line is this. Worst comes to worst, you're smoking 10 or 15 cigars, that's all you want to do. Go out and get the Vividha packs and get a little, what do they call those, little Glad snap-on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
For the first year that I smoked cigars, where I had them on hand, I used a glass, like one of those glass. I just felt weird about putting it in plastic, to be honest. So I bought one of the glass ones. They had the has like a rubber grommet in it. It clicks on all sides.
Same thing, right? Yeah. As long as you're keeping it, that's what I did. And then if you're going to become a serious cigar smoker and a collector, you have to have a temperature-controlled humidor. Maybe an Avalo or a Thermo or whatever.
The higher end. I think some people that even if you're smoking, I think the 10 to 15 cigar a year smoker is a regular cigar smoker. And some people are amazed when I tell them that you can have a 10-year-old cigar, and they're like, oh, they keep that long. And, yeah, if you take care of them, of course they do. We've covered a lot of humidors in the past. I think the point is to have one. Even if it's you only smoke cigars in the summer when you go out on the boat, keep a Ziploc bag with a Vividha pack in it.
Right.
And
that's all you got to do.
That's totally fine.
And I think the biggest problem with a novice cigar collector in the beginning is buying a humidor that's too big. Because in the summertime, easy to keep.
Yeah.
Your relative humidity is going to be 65 at least. The problem begins is wintertime. Say if you got just a little 50-count cigar humidor, right? They'll put 10 cigars in there. You're going to battle the whole winter long.
Yep.
Keep that cigar at least 50. The humidor 50% full. You don't have to go all the way. You want some air movement in there, and you'll find it much easier. You want to season that humidor at least once a year.
I'll tell you what, too. In that case, it doesn't hurt to throw a couple of Vividha packs in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Vividha packs.
Why battle? Just throw a couple of Vividha packs in there.
You're all.
What's the price point on the Vividha packs?
$3.99.
Okay.
$3.99 for that can go from like maybe 25 cigars tops. So if you got a 50,
last 2 to 3 months,
right? And what you're gonna do, and if you got a 50 count, just get 2. Don't mess around. Don't skip.
Yeah.
What's $4?
Right.
To keep your cigars.
Or one for every 50 cigars.
Right. Exactly.
Kind of the.
Next on the list was a place to smoke. This can be your patio, your deck.
I love outdoors.
Wrapped in your electric blanket outside.
Stogie Santa, baby. I love that. I love the outdoors.
The garage, the workshop, the basement, in your house. Some people smoke in the house, in a room. Oh, you have a room, Mark Jr., in your house where you smoke in. Or at the local lounge. You need a place to smoke.
Yeah. Do we all agree on this, though? As nice as whatever lounge you happen to want to go to, there's nothing like smoking outside, because that cigar does not taste as good because you're not smoking other people's smoke. And when you're outside, isn't it amazing where sometimes you ever do that if you're with a friend or by yourself, and then you're smoking that cigar during the summertime, then you're back indoors and you're saying, that was the same cigar I was smoking outside?
Yeah.
To me, it makes a big, when you're outside, and the second thing is, made this sound kind of a little weird. I love sharing a smoke with a friend.
Absolutely.
This enhances the smoking experience. It really, truly does. Someone that really enjoys smoking with you. You don't have to be the super expert, but the conversations you're talking about, you're forgetting about the whole world's problems. You're sitting outside having a smoke with a close friend or two. I think it's great.
I think we should modify that and say a place to smoke and people to smoke with.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think that's one of my favorite things about this hobby is you end up coming in contact with people that are like-minded, you know?
I'll tell you what.
That's how I met all these guys, you know?
I was in Exeter with a friend of mine. That was 2 weeks ago. We had a little snowstorm. We had electric blankets. It was like
electric blankets. It's awesome, man.
It is. I mean, we had a couple of bottles of. We had a bottle of scotch, a bottle of bourbon. There was a birdhouse out there, blue jays, the whole thing. Here it is. My face a little chilly. Everything else was warm. On the cigar, it was like an out of body mind experience. Everything was gorgeous. It was so surreal.
Now, how do you keep your hands warm?
Well, I couldn't feel them.
Yeah.
He's 6 down his pants. You know?
No.
I was going to say, we're men. We have built-in hand warmers.
The whole thing. No, all you got to do is we got your jacket. You got it like that. You can, or if you want to wear gloves, that's fine. But I just don't wear them. I got to have that cigar in my hand. I got to feel it.
I hear you. Smoking with gloves.
It's just that's just me. But outdoor, try in the Northeast, or if you're in the Midwest or whatever. When it gets down below 20, you're struggling. But 20-degree mark is great. You got to use that electric blanket, and you're wrapped up. I'm telling you, dude, it's something. It's
You've been describing this kind of
it is. I love
soul cleansing experience.
It is. I think like that. So it is. I'm telling you, you
Put
forget.
a nice hat on to keep your head warm.
I do. You saw my little hat that I have, the little Russian Putski hat.
Yeah.
Oh, then next thing
you need one of the. I think that should be on the list.
Yeah, the Russian Putski.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm telling
the
you,
Elmer Fudd hat.
Yeah, your feet. You got to wrap up your feet, your butt. Everything.
Your neck and your head warm, man.
Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, after you knock off the first bottle, you don't give a shit if you got anything on. You don't even need electric blankets. No, but seriously, it's
Stay
really
tuned for the videos and stuff.
No, that's there you go. But try it. Just I tell you, what's going to cost you $40 for an electric blanket? You'll get that after you'll get the money back after your first experience. Anyway.
Now the next one, I had to put some kind of beverage reference in there. Now, people drink different things when they have a cigar.
There's nothing wrong.
And
you want?
Oh well, I don't need that, but I'll take it.
I'll
if
take
you're giving
that. Now, here in the show, we like to drink whiskey and bourbon and rum and scotch, and we have our mixed feelings about how beer pairs well. And I think everyone has their favorite spirit that they're going to pair with. Some people drink water, some soda.
Whatever. There's no wrong beverage.
But I think the one beverage we can all agree on, right, is real coffee.
Oh
hell yeah!
Absolutely.
I'm going to tell you something. It's got to be black.
Small batch roasted, dark, rich, and black.
Yeah.
Yum.
It's just
it's the universal drink that just goes well with cigar. And maybe you're not a coffee drinker.
But you know something?
Fine.
Don't turn around. You're welcome. Don't turn around. I shouldn't say that. I'll rephrase it. Try to get a gourmet coffee.
That's why I put small batch roasted.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds a little snooty, a little snotty.
But it makes a difference.
It makes all the difference in the world. You get a Sumatran, a Panamanian, a Costa Rica.
Even if you just keep it for when you smoke cigars.
Exactly. And then, like I said,
but then you'll never go back because that's
true.
It's one of those things like
slope.
If you're one of like us, I mean, assuming you are because you're listening to us, we like to enjoy things, right?
I mean, you geek out. You just
get
geek
so
out.
much more out of a good coffee than you do out of like Folgers. It's unbelievable.
It truly is. It just like I take a step further. I even roast my own coffee. I got a specific grind. I tell you what we talk about, and not to get off the beaten path with the coffee. The way you grind your coffee makes a difference. So again,
damn right.
Yeah, it does.
I see a future segment coming on this.
Yeah, I really do. We could talk about different coffee. Again, when you have personality disorders like we have on the show, it really makes a difference. A cup of coffee. This may sound bizarre. A great cup of coffee with a cigar is just as enjoyable as that 17-year-old. Well,
agree.
It doesn't give you the same feeling, but it's just as good.
Absolutely.
I can see why. Anyway, so what's our next one?
Online resources.
Oh, you got to use it.
Now, I'm saying this is a must-have to use the internet to enhance your cigar smoking. Because, I mean, of course, you have to listen to the Stogie Geeks first and foremost, right? But blogs, podcasts, videos, websites, all are great on, I think, two things, right? To get a feel for how cigars are smoking out there. Now, you may not agree with everyone's opinion, But you can read about roughly what the cigar cost, what the cigar is made out of, where the tobaccos are from, something about their experience with the cigar. I think is important information to help you make your decision. I'm not going to say that you go find the blog and then whichever cigars they rank good, that you're going to like them. That may not be the case, but it's a good point of reference.
I think.
I agree with
excuse me. More importantly, I think it's the most honest way. Whatever blog, a person you're listening to, because you pick up a magazine, it's going to cost you $20,000 for our. I'm not going to get into the name of magazines. You know what I'm talking about. They're going to push the top 3 or 4 brands, and they're going to say this and that. You go on and you listen to any blog, not blog, but you listen to us. Most importantly, we're going to be more honest, and other people out there are going to do the same thing. You're going to get a much better rounded, honest opinion.
I agree. Buying cigars online too, I think, is cool. I mean, you should support your local shop.
Oh, absolutely.
But don't pass up the deals online, right?
No.
I mean, online auctions, especially, we've talked about. We did a whole segment on online auctions in the past. We've talked about some of our favorite websites for purchasing cigars, and don't discount a website because of maybe what you've heard. I mean, people will trash Thompson cigar. I've had some good mixed experiences. But the point is to find the cigars you like. Sometimes you're going to have to go online to do that.
And again, the buying power, someone's financial resources, is only limited to a Thompson. And then if that's for you, that's good. That's fine. But you go into B&M, I think when you're doing the online retailing and the B&M, it works hand in hand. Because I think what it does to the consumer, it keeps prices in check. I firmly believe that because, again, where I work at Mr. J's, we are internet pricing. You have to say that. What's that say to the consumer? You're not ripping me off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you don't go online, you're not going to know. You do not only cigars, just about when your computers, your coffee, your glasses, whatever you're buying. So it's an essential
here's
situation.
The thing too. I think where the online websites come into play is you read about all these different cigars that people are ranking and smoking. That gives you information to go into your local shop.
Absolutely.
Say, hey, I mean, this is how Stogie Santa and I started. I'd go read online when I first, started really getting into smoking cigars. I'm like, hey, I read about these different cigars. And you'd be like, oh, yeah, we got one of those. Maybe it's in the back. Or, we got this one right here. Or this is pretty close to that. Give this one a shot. And that's a great way to, again, get information. But then go to your local shop and try different things.
What's better than an educated consumer? I love spending time with a person brand new. I spend just as much time. But I love the challenge of someone coming into me saying, did you try that? And I haven't. It gives me a lot of information also. It's a two-way street. You have that person saying, I've tried this, try that. So it is. I think online could be right up on top of anything else.
I have to say this Dark Corojo was really good in the last third. I really enjoyed it.
I think
it started smoking really nicely for me.
When they smoke right, man, they're right on.
Yes. Oh, they are. They're spot on.
It did it in the first half, but the second half smoked
I just couldn't
much
battle
better.
with mine.
Maybe it dried out a little bit as I smoked it. Maybe I don't know what was going on, but the second half for me was
the
much
moisture
better.
would cause a lot of havoc on mine. That's what it is. I think it's a solid smoke. I think it's a good smoke.
I haven't really.
It's a fiver all day long.
I haven't really had to touch it up in the second half.
Think about it.
Yeah, and that's really contributed to much better.
I bet you if you even with this cigar, if I put it down, I relight it, put it down, and relight it. After a while, you're going to say, "You're all done."
What the hell's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Very
Mark
good.
Jr. Santa, how your smoke's doing?
Phenomenal. I'm telling you, a VSG I just found by mistake. What a pairing. This, I'm telling you something. With the Dark Corojo, it was just the strength. There was nothing to meld and blend with. This is just pulling everything out of this cigar and vice versa. It's a marriage made in heaven.
Yeah, it's doing really well with this number 9 that I'm smoking.
Yeah, that was your number 9.
It's really good, actually.
You got a big crack in the wrapper there.
Yeah, at the foot. I did that, though, when I cut. Well, I don't know if I did it, but when I cut it, it happened. So.
You know what I was thinking of Days Deuce with that? Oh.
Yes.
So I got a new pairing for you guys.
What's that?
The Oliva V Maduro 2009 with the Mastersons.
Really?
Oh, fantastic, man.
Nice.
I'll tell you what, this is, if you want to talk about broadleaf, this is an example of broadleaf right here. This smoke is just fantastic. We've talked about it on the show before, so I'm not going to overkill it, but wow. Yeah.
But see, this is what I'm talking about. We'll move on to the next segment. You see what I'm talking about? About listening to people like ourselves, telling you about. We're not pointing out any different one or trying to get money off any kind of sponsor. You're talking about the lever. You're talking about this.
Yep.
This is the information that is priceless.
Absolutely.
Priceless. And I know it
is pairing perfectly with this.
Same thing right here. Oh my God.
Yep.
So Tim, fill us in on the contests that we have.
So let's talk about last week first.
Yes.
We had a Nestor Miranda 4-pack sponsored from Havana Cigar Club, and the question was: Nestor Miranda was formerly in the liquor business. What was the first cigar he produced, and what year was it released? And the winner is JS, and he answered he started making Don Lino in 1989 at the Ode UST factory in Honduras, and he also established Miami Cigar and Company in that same year. So congratulations, Jay.
Don Lino, was that like the Don Lino Africa?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yep. Yep.
We got a lot of emails about this, actually, man. People saying that this was like one of the first cigars they ever smoked, and they absolutely loved it.
Has anyone ever smoked one of those Africa?
I did that a long time ago.
I have one in my humidor.
Did you ever see the boxes that they came in?
Yeah, they're awesome.
Those were the most beautifully oriented boxes you ever see. I
heard that's the only good thing about.
That's the only thing. Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing that's good about.
So this is the Don Lino you're talking about?
Don Lino Africa.
The Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. I got two of those boxes.
Was it a Cameroon wrapper or?
I don't
even know.
I don't remember. All it was like I didn't know what I was smoking. My wife saw the box. She felt it's a great jewelry box. That's something too. We forgot to put down an essential.
ATL says it was in fact Cameroon.
I wasn't for sure, but you're talking about imagine sitting up in a nice electric blanket and nice all that. Then have your lady friend with you and add some.
So the Don Lino Africa was.
Wait, was your lady friend in the electric blanket with you?
You got it, but nothing on. It's a great experience. Two stogies.
Is your lady friend named Wilma?
No.
Wilma's the dog for our listeners out there. Oh boy!
All right, I digress. So this week's contest. Let me pull it up here. And do we have a prize? Is my question.
You put the prize as a Hoya de Nicaragua Dark Corojo 5er. We'll get that. Somehow.
Okay, we'll get it.
We'll get it.
Question.
Oh, look at
Hoya de Nicaragua, a.k.a. the Jewel of Nicaragua, was the first commercial brand manufactured in Nicaragua after the Cuban immigrants fled Cuba and began growing tobacco there. Prior to Cubans cultivating Habano seed in Nicaragua, what was the name of the native tobacco plant grown there, and how was it traditionally cured? That is the question. Email stogiegeeks@gmail.com, and we will pick a winner at random on the next podcast.
And I'm going to throw in one of the originals on the Lanceros.
Ooh.
They are about 4 to 5 years old.
So, hold on. This is a Dark Corojo Lancero?
No, the Gran Antonio.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, those were awesome.
Yep, that's from the vault from Stogie, so I'll throw that in there.
Yeah, those are the Coronas. What were they called?
Macchiato. No.
Macchiatos?
Oh, macchiatos. That's the coffee.
It's a caramel macchiato.
Those, I know, they were boxes of 50.
Yeah.
Machito, that's what they're
Those things were awesome. I'll tell you, wait till you smell.
Ceros, I thought those were Coronas.
They are.
No,
the Machitos were Coronas, and then there was a Lancero, too.
But when I'm going all over the place. We'll stick to the contest. That Lancero will be in that pack.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, a minimum.
Listeners want that, man. That is incredible.
Yeah, wait till you see. I wish you could see the picture of the box and how yellow the paper is. It's got to be 5 years old.
Wow.
Oh, those are awesome.
Nice. So that's it. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Make sure you join the CRA, Cigar Rights of America, and visit our website and click on the links for our sponsors. We appreciate that. Keep the show going. So, gentlemen, thank you very much. And to all of our listeners, thanks for listening. And we will see everyone on the next episode.
See you on the other side.
Stogie Geeks.
Good night.
Good night. Oh, excuse me.